New York Giants fans, what is going on? We are back at New York Giants now with another video. And today, we're going to talk about the latest that's coming out of New York Giants OTAs and minicamp. And first, I want to touch on the rookie wide receiver sensation out of Florida, Kadarius Toney. Toney was drafted 20th overall by the Giants in the 2021 NFL Draft. They traded down to select the playmaking receiver, and they just had to add a guy that could bring some versatility to this offense. He's really started to impress at OTAs, and even Joe Judge and Daniel Jones have sounded off about how much Toney has really affected and already shown his playmaking ability at Giants camp. And one thing I loved about this Toney pick, he's going to play in the slot. He's going to play outside. He's going to get snaps in the backfield. He's going to be a true joker for this offense, and he's going to play all over the field. And let's just take a look back last year, actually at his 4-year career at Florida. The guy had 647 snaps in the slot, 338 snaps at outside receiver, 32 snaps in the backfield, and 8 snaps where he was in line attached to the line of scrimmage. This guy is going to, like I said, he's going to play everywhere on this Giants offense, whether it's a handoff, a jet sweep pitch from Daniel Jones, a bubble screen, a slant route, a go route. He's going to be able to do it all. And just with his ability to affect this game, I think he's going to be a true game breaker for this offense. And the thing about Chat Sports, it's an interactive YouTube channel, and I have a question for you guys. Are you guys fans of the Kadarius Toney pick? How are you guys feeling when Roger Goodell called Kadarius Toney's name with the 20th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft? If you were happy about the pick, go down in the comments and type Y. If you were upset at the pick, maybe you thought the Giants needed an offensive lineman or another DB, go down in the comments and type N. For me, I'm going down in the comments and I'm typing Y. Kadarius Toney is an X factor. He's going to be a guy that has game-breaking speed, game-breaking ability to take the ball on a slant route or a screen route and make a guy miss and just get up the field and attack the sideline and hit the end zone. This guy is a true game breaker, and Daniel Jones at OTAs has already seen, and he's already talking about how much of a playmaker this guy Kadarius Toney is. He went on to say, I think he brings a lot to the table and what he can do. He's a real twitchy and explosive athlete, and we will continue to work and get to know one another and help him understand what we're going to do on offense as he's learning and continuing to work with him. Daniel Jones, he really needed a guy like this on offense. He never really had a guy on offense that he could just throw a little quick pitch on a jet sweep to and can get loose and throw up the peace sign running down the sideline. Toney is an absolute stud who you just want to get this guy the ball in any shape or form. And Joe Judge, he's already issued his sentiment of how much he thinks Kadarius Toney is going to do for this Giants offense. He went on to say he's getting better every day. One thing we are trying to build in is position flexibility with him, and he's handling that well right now from a mental standpoint. Like all of our players, the more we get them on the field, football movements and the conditioning improves, the better he will play. Judge knows that Kadarius Toney is going to be used absolutely everywhere on this Giants offense. And that's why they picked a guy like this. They have an outside receiver in Kenny Golladay that they signed in free agency. They got a guy that can play out of the slot in Sterling Shepard. They got a guy in Darius Slayton that you can put on the outside and can run a go route and take the safety outside of the box. But I have a question for you guys. Go down in the comments and answer this for me. How many total touchdowns will Toney have in 2021? And I'm not talking just receiving touchdowns or rushing touchdowns, which he's done at Florida. I'm also talking about kick returns and punt returns, because he's already taking reps at those spots at Giants OTAs. And for me, I'm going to go down in the comments and I'm going to type 8. I think he gets at least 8 total touchdowns, whether that's 6 receiving, 1 rushing, or 1 kick return or 1 special teams touchdowns. He may even throw a touchdown. The guy played quarterback at his first couple of years in Florida, and there's a video that's gone viral about him being able to throw the ball 50 yards on a rope after catching a pass from Daniel Jones. But let's take a look at this New York Giants depth chart and see where Kadarius Toney stacks up. Obviously, the wide receiver 1, Kenny Golladay. A huge contract the Giants signed him to in the offseason. You're going to have Sterling Shepard as your wide receiver 2. He's going to predominantly play in the slot, but everybody knows Shepard can line up anywhere on the Giants offense. You're going to have Kadarius Toney in the slot, but he's going to play everywhere, so he's not just a slot receiver. And you also, at your third receiver, you have Darius Slayton, who's shown his ability to already be able to affect the game in a multitude of ways by stretching the field. Let's talk now about subscribers, because we need more of them. We're almost at 600 subscribers, and we need to reach that as soon as possible. Go down below. The link is right there. Click it, subscribe. join the New York Giants Now YouTube channel by Chat Sports, because more subscribers equals more videos. As soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll be able to pump out and churn out way more videos than we ever have before. Now let's take a look at the New York Giants secondary. Recently, Pro Football Focus, they ranked this 2021 New York Giants secondary as the 7th best secondary in the NFL. This past offseason, the Giants signed Adoree Jackson to a huge deal. This guy's going to come over from Tennessee, and he's going to be an instant game changer. He's a guy that can line up on the opposite side of James Bradberry and give the Giants 2 shutdown corners. The Giants really struggled last year by not having a guy opposite of James Bradberry. Adoree Jackson, he's signed, he's going to come in, and he's going to fill that role. And the Giants are just deep in the secondary. They got Jabril Peppers, Logan Ryan, Xavier McKinney. He's going to be fully healthy this year. The second-round draft pick out of Alabama in 2020. He came on in the later half of the season, and he really showed how productive of a player he can really be. This New York Giants secondary is loaded, and I am extremely excited to see what they're going to do. Pro Football Focus went on to say about the Giants being ranked 7th in their rankings that in 2 years, the Giants have gone from starting Janoris Jenkins and a combination of B.W. Webb and Eli Apple at outside corner to a projected James Bradberry, Adoree Jackson duo in 2021. Bradberry's 79.9 coverage grade last season ranked 7th among qualifying quarterbacks in his first year with the Giants. Jackson's 82.5 mark in 2019, his last full season of action, ranked 6th in the NFL. The potential is there for this to be one of the best cornerback tandems in the NFL. This New York Giants secondary is absolutely loaded. It's a unit that we haven't seen in the last 5 years. Like PFF said, we've had guys opposite of Janoris Jenkins and B.W. Webb. Isaac Yiadom was our starting number 2 corner last year. We've really struggled to find that cornerback 2, and I think Adoree Jackson is going to step in, fill that role, and give this Giants secondary someone that they can line up on the opposite of James Bradberry and be a lockdown corner. Let's take a look now at the Giants depth chart and see where they have, see what they have across the secondary board. Obviously, cornerback 1, James Bradberry, lockdown corner, one of the best signings of the 2020 NFL free agency. The guy's an absolute stud. He can travel. But now with the addition at quarterback 2 with Adoree Jackson, he's not really going to have to travel like he did last year. He's going to be able to sit on one side of the corner, one side of the field, and really just lock into his assignment and play football. They have Darnay Holmes at nickel, a guy that I really liked last year, the 4th-round rookie out of UCLA, coming into his second year. He's a guy that really needs to take another step. He showed flashes last year that he's going to be able to be a playmaker, but when you have Adoree Jackson to your left and James Bradberry to the right, you can be a gambling slot corner, and that's why the Giants picked a guy like Darnay Holmes. At safety, Jabril Peppers, Logan Ryan, 2 vets. They know how to play the game. They run this Giants defense. And even at a third safety, Xavier McKinney. He was a 2nd-round draft pick out of Alabama last year. And a guy like Julian Love. That's a deep secondary unit. So let me ask you guys this question right now. Where do you rank the New York Giants secondary amongst the NFL? Are they a top 10 unit? Are they a top 5 unit? Are they a top 16 unit? Do you even think they're a top half of the league? Go down in the comments right now. Give me your answer. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to type top 10. I think PFF was right on this one. And I think a large part to do with that was the signing last year, 10 days before the season opener, of Logan Ryan. Getting that guy, Logan Ryan, to come play with the New York Giants was the best signing of the New York Giants for the 2020 offseason. Like I said, he was signed 10 days before the start of the 2020 season, and he came in and he was an absolute game changer. He's been a leader since day one, and by being a leader, he earned himself a 3-year extension for $30 million. The guy's come in, he's changed the culture, he's put his head down, he's got everybody organized on defense every single time, and you could just tell he's the captain of this defense, and he's doing so many things off the field. He's organized off-season activities for the secondary to get together and work out. He's just been that kind of that big brother that this secondary has needed. He went on to say, and he gave an awesome quote that I thought all Giants fans are going to love. He said, this year, I reached out to Antrell Roll. I reached out to Jason Sehorn. I reached out to Corey Webster. And I reached out to those guys and I said, I want to pick your brain and be great like you. I respect what you guys have done in the past. Can you give me anything? All those guys were so honored and willing and eager to be a part of our secondary. We want to be like them one day. I want to be like Roll. And I want to be like Sehorn. Logan Ryan, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's a product of the Bill Belichick New England defense. He has just changed this New York Giants culture, especially on the defensive end. He's been a leader that this team has lacked in the secondary for quite some time, almost all the way back until we had Antrell Roll wearing number 26 for this New York Giants secondary when we won a Super Bowl. This is a guy that's been a leader. He's been a leader since day one, and Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman, they rewarded him with a 3-year extension for $30 million by being a leader and stepping in and just being a big brother for all these younger corners that they have alongside him. I know we just talked about Jason Sehorn, Corey Webster, Antrell Roll. Answer this for me. Who is your favorite New York Giant DB of all time? I can't hate. I love Antrell Roll. I love Jason Sehorn. I love Corey Webster. Those guys, they were just New York Giants legends, and they're staples in the New York Giants culture. But for me, whether it's because he's a swaggy guy, I'm going to go down in the comments, and I'm going to type DRC, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. He's a guy growing up that I just loved to watch play. He was a playmaker, and anytime he got the ball in his hands, he was able to make something happen. And some not-so-good New York Giant football news. Cornerback Sam Beal was arrested. And it was last year when he was arrested, but today he pled guilty to multiple gun-related charges. He is now serving a 2-year probation, and Giants fans just like me, I know you're shaking your head because ever since the Giants spent a 3rd-round draft pick on him in the 2018 supplemental draft, he just hasn't been on the field. He's played in just 6 games so far in his NFL career, which has spanned 3 years, and it's been a failure. Dave Gettleman, he missed with this one. All GMs, they miss. But Dave Gettleman, I'm always going to hold him accountable. I'm a New York Giants fan that bleeds New York Giant blue. And just, I got to say it, Dave, you missed with this one. And it's time to move on. Cut your losses. What would you guys do if you're the New York Giant GM? Would you cut Sam Beal or would you keep him? If you think that the Giants should cut Sam Beal, go down in the comments and type C. If you think they should keep him, I don't know what you're doing, but go down in the comments and type K. New York Giants fans, subscribe to New York Giants Now for more New York Giants videos. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as fast as possible because if and when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we can start to make videos daily. The way the studios work around here at Chat Sports, more subscribers equals more videos. So help me help you because I want to talk more New York Giants football, and I know you guys want to stay up to date on what's surrounding the New York Giants.